Hello, and Jumbo. Welcome to another video about how we can make the life of our children a little easier by giving them the tools to build self-confidence to face life while offering them support, socio-emotional support that they need to flourish. Today we are going to talk about one of the major things that the children have to go through during their early years, and that is the drop-off transition if you have chosen your child to go to a care outside your home. Transitions are some of the most difficult things the children can endure. Part of it is because they are not the one who are making the decisions, and yet they are the ones actually to deal with it. It is easier or harder depending on the child's prior experiences, temperament, maybe the expectation, and even their emotional tolerance. The most important thing to know is that we can give our children some tools to be able to cope even with that big transition. What is transition to a child? Okay, to us, to adults, there's different kind of transitions. There are easier transitions, there are harder transitions, but to the life of a child, any transition is a big transition. Any move is a big move. It's a major move. So it is important that we realize that the way we see things is not necessarily the way the children sees them. And understanding where they are and how they process that information and what it feels will give us a leg up on how to better help them to cope and even actually to flourish and be happy. So if you're a young mom or you're a new mom or you new in the school or wanting to take your child to a daycare or a preschool, or even when they're young, they're babies, chances are you're feeling apprehensive, anxious, kind of guilt a little, because it's like, my God, I'm giving my child to another person to raise or to look at them when I do the work. What is more important? And maybe you're apprehensive, you're anxious, you're worried about all these things. It is very important to know that when you yourself you're feeling that, your child is feeling that 10 times, because children many times they feed off our moods. So what can you do? What can you do to best get prepared, to get a leg up for your child to have a better experience transitioning and also to the place where they are going? One of the major things you can do, you as a parent, a caregiver, a grandparent, a dad, is to get prepared. Get prepared. Get prepared yourself. Get comfortable to the process. It is a very tedious process. It is an exhausting process. Personally, I went through it. These are the tools I wish I had when my children were young. And it is a very exhausting process if you're not very careful, because your job is to protect your child, and you're looking for so many ways to protect your child by trusting the stranger. One of the things, again, you can do is to prepare. How can you prepare? You read books. Read books. Read books with your child. Acquaint yourself with what to expect. That will give you, in a nutshell, what your child is feeling. They'll open up their mind without the pressure of opening their mind. This is the time I ask and I tell the parents, please avoid suggestive ideas, telling the child what they should do or what they should not do, what to expect. Let them perceive what they perceive from the books. This is the time to enact scenarios where they know or they have a rough idea of what to expect when they go to school with the books, and maybe how the friends they dealt with the process. The other thing to do is to make sure that you talk about expectations. Expectations meaning that we have to allow our children to be, explaining them what to expect, excitement of what they'll find at school, avoiding suggestive behaviors like, don't throw tantrum, don't cry, ask empowering questions. Are you excited to go and get new friends? Are you excited to activities that you'll find and they have a big playground? Are you excited to meet the new teachers? They're so nice. Ask empowering questions, because this time around you're playing a supportive role. You're not the main character here. You're not the main player. Your child is. So the other thing you can do, when you have found a good school and you and your child have discovered that this is a place we can be able to call home, and this is a place where you feel comfortable that you can actually be able to leave your child there, schedule a dry run. You and your child schedule a dry run. Schedule a time to visit the class with your child without you dropping off. Experience the experience together. I organize with the administrators. Most of the schools actually have open door parties. So you can go and spend time like volunteering. You can go there and see how the teachers deal with the children with the different variant emotions and feelings and activities and everything. And that will give you in a nutshell how your child will be handled, because the teachers will not necessarily go outside what you saw, bearing that they are also human beings. They're also transitioning like the way you are, because this transition, everyone is transitioning. Your family is transitioning, you're transitioning, your child is transitioning, the teacher is transitioning, the children in the classroom, they're still transitioning too, because they have to adapt to the new friend who is coming. And sometimes they may feel, oh my God, now the teacher is not going to be thinking about this anymore. When you go, the many times we don't we raise the bar for our children, we raise the expectations for them, and it is very, very, very hard. We have to expect tears, we have to expect tantrums, we have to expect resistance. Yeah, resistance, because this is their life. You made the decision, the child is dealing with it, and you never ask for their opinion. And this is the time they'll give you the opinion. To me, a tantrum is an opinion. You're telling me to do this, and this is what I feel, and you don't understand. And most children don't have the words to express what they are feeling, and so they do the best way they know how to do it, and that which calls for attention for adults. That is why they throw that tantrum. So affirming their feelings and their emotions and helping them understand those, spelling out that emotion, is the best thing you can do to the child. I see you are very sad. I see tears coming down your eyes. Would you like a hug? Would you like this? Can I hold your hands? Would you like to hold this? That way you are affirming without necessarily giving them the solution on how they need to behave. Because affirming the child tantrum is to tell them you understand what it is that they're feeling. In fact, it is the highest level of empathy at that moment, and children understand that empathy. When that day comes, the day of going, the first day, or even the many days, there's children actually who are so excited the first day, the second day, the third day, they go, this is it. I want to go home. I want mommy. I want daddy. I want to go home. And they're forever at the door. Because it's like, I just don't like this experience anymore. I have experienced it. They were excited, but this is becoming too much. And so they start becoming anxious every day, and especially that first few days. Start the day early. How early? The previous night. Let the child, if they can, choose the clothes they're gonna wear, the ones which they make them feel good. Let them choose the breakfast they would like to have, at least for those few days. Let them choose the books. If you read books at night or in the morning, whenever the time that you read, let them choose the books. Give them, empower them to make the choices so that they can be a part of the process, so that they are able to trust this process. Because the idea here is to create a better routine and the child getting involved so that they can own the process. And you can create memories together. So when they wake up in the morning, avoid opening the curtains with the direct sun right on their eyes. I don't know whether you have ever been woken up when you're just asleep and somebody comes and put on the lights. Those harsh lights, avoid them. Avoid loud music, loud alarms. In fact, if it is possible, let the child wake themselves up naturally. because then there will ease to the day, there will ease to that routine, there will ease to that space where you want them to be um, calmness and kind of wanting to be and wanting to kind of join in. Allow them to do that. Now, when you get into the car and you have packed everything, of course you are running, but I would ask that you find a way to calm yourself and to calm your nerve, even when you are anxious yourself, so that the child does not feel on your moods. When you get into the car, or in whichever way that you get to school, walking, bicycle, anything, create a happy momentum with the child. Are you excited today? Today is the day. Today you're going to be having so much fun at school. You're going to meet new friends. You're going to do activities. You're going to painting. You're going to do the favorite activities that you have. They have your favorite books there. All those things create a happy momentum. Now, most of the time the child will be crying. Your job is to affirm that emotion. Yes, I see you're very sad. I see you're very sad. Sometimes I also felt sad when I was going to new places, but I felt better soon. Don't linger into that emotion. Don't feed on it. Pivot quickly. Most of the schools these days, actually, when you get a space, most of the schools, they do have a space where they call the cozy area. It has different names, but it is a calming area where the child can retreat when they are so overwhelmed. And they can be able to go there and calm down. It is important that you carry something from home. Most of the schools will allow the stuffed animals, a blankie, a handkerchief, anything that is not hard that the child can hold on to, because let's face it, everything has changed. But that blankie, that cat, that donkey, that doggy haven't changed. It has been there for that child. And so it's like it's a good companion that they have found. So allowing them to hold on to that at least helps them to know that things are not all falling apart. So you can carry the stuffed animal. Most of the schools, at least the ones I have been, they allow the family pictures. Allow your child to have a family picture where you are all there, so that when they miss you so much, they can be able to take that picture. In fact, most of the children hold on to that picture. So that they can, when they miss mom or dad or the sisters, brothers, or the cousin, or whoever is in the picture, they can go and look there. It is comforting. It brings some stories. Now you are gone. You have opened the door of the school, and now you're in with the teacher, and the child is throwing the tantrum, or they're not throwing, but they're clinging, they're shy. This is a stranger. They don't know how to deal with it, and you don't know probably when you'll be back, or you know, but you're going to leave them the whole day or half day or whatever time. To children, they do not know the time. They know time in terms of events. Now, if you promise your child you're going to pick them up in a certain event, for example, lunchtime or when they're in the playground, please do. Because this time around, you're trying to build trust with your child. You want your child to trust you. So when you say you're going to be picking them lunchtime or nap time or after nap, make sure that you do that. If you can't, please inform them earlier. It is important, very important. So now this time, before you handle the child to the teacher or to the caregiver, collaborate with them. Please know that you are partners with them. Now, I always say this: you, the parent, you are the greatest of the stakeholders in that environment, because you all have invested twice. And this is why, to me, it's a big deal. It is such a big deal because you have paid the money to this facility or to this program, and then you have given your child there. So you have two of the most important things in your own life. And so, yes, it's a very big deal. The easier you make it for yourself and your child, the better. So teachers then are your partners. Your partners because you and the teacher have something in common, and that it is your child. The more your child is happier in that space, the more you're happier, the more the teacher is happier. So teach the teacher how to comfort your child, how to talk to your child, what your child's like, how to redirect them, and how to get to them where they are. Collaborate. Chances are when the child sees you talking to the teacher, they will think that you're friends, because that is where they default. If the mommy is talking to the teacher, if daddy is talking to the teacher, I think they are friends. I think they like each other. The child is more likely to ease. When you drop off, make it short, 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 short. Routine, routine, routine. Today, when you drop off and you give 2 kisses and a hug, tomorrow do 2 kisses and a hug. The third day, 2 kisses and a hug. If you have to change it, let the child know that you're going to be changing, so that now they don't start expecting other things and therefore creating them, because all they're looking for is a control, a form of control. And that is why I said, please make sure that you're involving them in the process. Even if they don't talk, even if they are young, talk to them. They feel it. They feel it. Today we are going to school. Today we're going to prepare. And today we're going to go and meet teacher so and so. And you're gonna make we're gonna meet so many friends. You're gonna be doing so many activities. Talk to that child, whether it's a baby, whether it's a big kid. Involve them in the process. Now, when you drop off and you make that drop off short, 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 go, and when you leave and they are throwing the tantrum, no worries, they will be okay. It is okay for them to cry. They are expressing what they feel, and they're expressing their opinion. And most of the time, when we are passionate about something, we involve our emotions, and the children are involving their emotions around this time. The last one I will say, and this one is a big one: stay positive. Many times when the parent leave the door and they leave their child crying, it is very easy to be tempted to think that that is how the whole day is going to be. I can guarantee you, I have been in this field for so many years. Children, well, the first, second, third day for that child who cries, they will cry. The fourth day, they will say, maybe this is how things are, and they will start finding things. And teachers are skilled to distract the children, so they will be okay. These days, at least, there are even cameras in the classroom. You get to be sent pictures if there are no cameras. You get to be receiving pictures of your child is doing better. Sometimes they honestly cry for just a minute, and they're done. So stay positive that things will be better. Take deep breaths. Take whatever it is. Call the school. Ask how the child is doing. Collaborate with the teachers. Make sure that you're empowering the teachers too, as the way you empower the children, and actually in return the teachers will empower you, so you end up empowering one another, creating great experience to one another, to the child, to the teacher, and to yourself, creating those beautiful, great relationships that we are all seek in our places of work, that are so enriching and they are so empowering. Thank you so much for listening. Those are some of the few things that you can do. Let me know what you think by commenting, subscribe, and let's continue looking for ways that we can make the life of our children a little easier by empowering them. Thank you.